All right, in round 2, let's see if we can't get a keepable hand here. Yeah, it's actually pretty good. Keep this. So, Arishan Cleric into Belltoll Dragon. There you go. Or Monument. I guess Monument's not bad either, is it? Alright. Evolving Wild is looking pretty good in this spot. Opening hand with no blue mana. Pretty convenient. Another blue deck. So we could go for the Monument or the Belltoll Dragon next turn. I'm actually not entirely sure which one I like more. I think I like the Dragon more. The Morph, but he's in black, which means pretty decent chance for removal. Maybe it's in my best interest to hardcast the Dragon, but I don't know. I must admit, I do not know. The fact that it's got hexproof kind of makes me want to cast it as a 3/3 flying hexproof for 6 rather than a 4/4 for 7. But I admit, I'm not exactly sure on that one. I think we're going to go Monument first. God, I can't tell. It's the Swamp's the one that throws me off. It's like it's quite a bit of removal. Could be. I mean, Douse and Gloom's the one that immediately comes to mind because it's a common. Think I'm just going to... Yeah, I really don't know. Because I gotta tell you, I'd much rather have a living 3/3 hexproof flyer than a dead one. I'm going to play the Monument. I think there's a pretty good chance he either has a removal spell or a morph next turn. And if he has a morph, I don't want to attack with Bell's Toll Dragon anyway. So I'd rather just get the Monument online because... oh, okay. I'd rather just get the Monument online because it lets me get to 5 drops next turn. Did I forget to... If we look, there's quite a few 5, 6, 7. We have the 4 or 5 drops in this deck, so ramping to that, like drawing a Strong Arm Monk or something would be pretty nice. I may be hard casting Belltoll Dragon. I'm actually... Oh. Well, let's ditch some lands. It makes Will of the Naga cheaper and possibly makes our next turn a little more predictable. Looks like Arishan Cleric's not so good in this matchup, unfortunately. But that is okay. I do feel as if our opponent is dual boxing because ordinarily I wouldn't say that he was, but since he's tapped out and taking like 30 seconds to make decisions, usually that's pretty indicative of... and sadly, he had exactly what I did not want him to have, which was the Douse and Gloom. So super disappointed there, but I just got impatient, I guess. I don't know what to say. I didn't want to get mind rotted again. Maybe that was what it was. So exactly what I had hoped he did not have, he did in fact have, which means we're now in top deck mode, which is also not so good. So the Mind Rot scared me into playing Bell Toll Dragon, which got him the Douse and Gloom values. So played right into his hand, sadly. And Erishan Cleric looks atrociously bad in this match currently. Alright, Tactician is going to be pretty nice, but it's still just going to bolster itself because I don't see any reason to bolster a Erishan Cleric when I've got a nice flyer to bolster. It's basically 1 extra point of damage to bolster on a worse creature, which is not worth it in my mind. Yeah, I gotta tell you, I do not like the duel. I do not like the dual queue. Does not make for a very fun. Does not make for a very fun match. Ah, Silmgar Monument. Got it. Close to our own monument. All right. Got us there. So opponent's just like hand hate deck. 2/5 Death Touch is remarkably good. That is a remarkably good card. Very intimidated by that. All right, I guess we just drop Sky Captain and pass. All right, 4/4 flyer. It's pretty intimidating. All right, that's interesting, I guess. So I could sack my 1/3 to bounce the Scion. Guess it's a bit of a tempo play. Cost me a card and a creature. And it basically just makes him do the same thing next turn. Otherwise, he's attacking for 8, though, so I guess it is something I likely want to do. Guess I could just sack the Faithful, too. Maybe I'll just do that. Faithful can sack to himself. So, not doing anything really except, like I said, costing me a card and mapping out my opponent's next turn. Because otherwise he could have swung in for 8 damage, like I said, which is pretty insane. So, oh, and then he has yet another dragon. That's terribly disappointing. Alright, so I guess technically we can swing with Monument. Might as well. We're still slightly ahead on the race. This would be a good time for Ojitai. Mind Scour Dragon is similarly acceptable. So now the question is, do I want to make trades, or I probably do. So we'll see how he attacks. Let's see if he just activates and swings. I probably just block with the Death Fang because there's a chance he's got some synergies in there, which make it better. At this point, I definitely want to bring in our Artifact Enchantment Hate to deal with both the Scion. Oh wait, that's just a creature. It's not even a artifact creature. That's interesting. But it does deal with Silumgar Monument. Maybe it's not worth it just for that. I'm actually not sure. Do I really want to take 8? Or do I want to trade? Guess we want to trade. Although, if I draw Ojitai, I'm going to want this Mind Scour Dragon. Alright, we're going to take it this turn. Alright, unfortunately just a land. Which really doesn't do much. So I guess I can swing Monument. And I guess we're going to block with the Sky Captain. I can swing everything, and then he kills my Manifest, and he takes... No, but then he can crack back for lethal, right? Or wait, force him to block that. He takes 6, 10. Oh, no, it's not enough. All right. So we just swing Monument and Dragon. Leave the Sky Captain back to chump block. Nope, unfortunately our opponent's last card was in fact... Oh, just a Monument activation. Okay. So he's just going Monument for Monument, which is fine. Let's mill our opponent 4 times to get... We don't have any Delve left, so at least see what he's got. Another Douse and Gloom, Lotus Path Djinn, double Cobra, another Mind Rot. So he's just hand hate to the extreme, which is actually pretty good against us, sadly. So I don't like the Vial of Dragonfires at all. Currently we've seen literally nothing that it deals with. I think that we might still take the 8 here, actually. I'm bolstering on a Manifest. What does that do? Doesn't do much. But if I get another flyer, I want to be able to double block maybe. That's a good draw too. So I guess we just pass. All right. This is still surprisingly alive. Just have to... Oh, that's right, because he's got the Death Fang. Well, I think we're still alive, so I guess it doesn't matter that much. So we'll sack our Cleric, I guess. And we'll Artful Maneuver to save our Sky Captain. Obviously not an ideal situation here, but what can I say? Alright, so I guess we'll finally kill that. Force me to block here. We'll take 2. Double strike off the top, if only. Zephyr Scribe, nope, does not save me, but guess our opponent doesn't know that, so I'll just pass. Pretend as if I've got something that can bring me back into this. And we'll see what we can do in game 2. So opponent's deck is a lot of hand hate and then late game cards, which makes this decision pretty difficult to make. Dunecaster seems pretty terrible, although it does lock down as 2/5, so I guess it's good enough for that. Silk Wrap seems really terrible. I feel like I saw nothing. I saw nothing that Silk Wrap takes care of, I don't think. I don't think there's one card we saw that entire game that Silk Wrap takes care of. That might just be a bad card. Let's bring in the Drowner. Let's... I think Vial of Dragonfire is going to be pretty awful. Maybe we want the Contradict instead, which is pretty terrible against his hand hate, but we do have Negate. Maybe that helps. Let's get rid of that. Maybe we bring in the Graceblade Artisan just as like more cheap stuff to do, perhaps. Could do the Barricade as protection against his Dowsing Glooms. It's not bad. Otherwise, we bring in another Contradict. I don't know how much I like that. I could do the Fate Forgotten, which deals with his Silumgar's Monument, but does not deal with the 4/4 flyer. Arishan Cleric, as terrible as it is, might have to stay in the deck. Man, that's sad. Let's bring in the Graceblade Artisan. It'd be nice to see Ojutai every once in a while. That'd be cool. That would be cool. I'd really like that. Now I'm going to open it in a hand with 1 mana. I don't know what else we can really do, I guess. I already brought in a 5-drop counter. I could cut a Cleric for another 5-drop counter. I feel like we're just going to get... Well, I guess we have Negate. Maybe we can get lucky and resolve that against... Because he's got expensive stuff where Contradict's going to be really nice. I don't know. I'm going to bring in a Contradict because I just really don't like Cleric in this match at all. I don't even like Graceblade Artisan in this match, but a 2/3 is better than a 1/3, I guess. I don't know. Maybe I bring in the Fate Forgotten. He's got more enchantments, artifacts. I actually just have no idea. I'm going to run it like this, I guess. Maybe I wanted to... Actually, probably one of the Rakshas's Disdain. I could have seen that. This looks familiar. A hand I must mulligan. Alright, I guess we'll keep this. At least my opponent mulligan too. That's helpful. I really don't want to play the Belltoll Dragon because of Dowsing Gloom. I really don't want to keep it in my hand because of the Mind Rot. That is quite the dilemma. And on top of that, we're going to need to draw lands starting next turn, or we're just going to be pretty far behind against the Mind Rot deck on the mulligan. Never exactly where you want to be. I think we'll leave up Negate. This seems like a turn where we're going to get Mind Rotted. The sad thing is, Negate against Mind Rot's not even that good. Alright, miss a land drop. I don't want to walk a Bell-Toll Dragon right into a Dousing Gloom, so yeah, that's not what I wanted to see either, but I don't know what to say. If I can't draw land, I can't play spells. If I play spells into removal, it's not good. If I leave up counters, it stops me from getting mind rotted. It's all sorts of just really not good things going on so far this game. What can I say? I don't know how else to describe it. Not good things are going down this game so far. Not good things. I guess we'll play a Herald. Maybe make him play a Dousing Gloom. Maybe keep him from attacking with the Cobra. Maybe. Seems extremely problematic. Hmm. If I attack here, is there any chance he blocks? I feel like I'm just going to lose if I don't attack, so I might as well. I don't see how leaving my 2/2 Vigilance back is going to help me, so. At the worst, he calls our bluff, and it makes our Will to Naga cheaper. Yeah, that's kind of what I figured. So that's step 1 to the slimmest possibility ever of possibly winning this game. Let me think what step 2 is. So I can't even play Dragon plus Negate. If I play Sky Captain and chump block the Dragon, I get a 4/4 Vigilance, which ordinarily would be good, but turns out not so good against a 2/5 Death Touch. Is it my best play anyway? Guess so. I think what's going to happen is he's going to attack with both. I'm going to block with a Sky Captain, and he's going to Douse and Gloom my Herald of Dramoka, and I'm going to lose everything. Maybe I do just take the hit then. Yep, it seems pretty bad for us. So if we get a land, we can play the Tactician, bolster on the Sky Captain, pass, double block. Nope, didn't get the land. Okay. I guess we just pass, leave up Negate, block the Necromaster Dragon, take way more damage than I can afford to, and see what happens from there, I guess. Yep, can't contradict it, can't negate it. Looks like it's gonna happen. Yep, that's too much damage, all right. And I miss again, sadly. That is, in fact, game. All right, well, can't say I'm too happy with anything about this draft so far. So there is that. All right. Well, we'll see if we've got a round 3, or at this point I'm hoping I get a bye. I mean, it's just really not looking like the draft for me. 3 consecutive lands after we missed. Yeah, that is about that is how it goes, isn't it? All right. We'll see you in round 3, maybe.